Hi, welcome back to Making History with the New Mexico History Museum. My name is Melanie Laborowitz, and today we're going to learn about block printing. And printing has a really important place at the New Mexico History Museum. We have amazing collections, and we have the Palace Press, which is one of our really wonderful, hopefully not too secret places in Santa Fe. It's a 19th century working printing press where people can come and visit and learn more about how presses work. Basically, a print is a plate or block that's been engraved, and it has raised surfaces that can take ink. And when you put the ink on, you can pull it through a press, or you can just put paper on top of it and make your own wonderful print. So today we're going to make a beautiful block print at home, and I hope you enjoy and try and experiment and make lots of beautiful artwork. So let's get creative and let's make history.
Hi everybody, you ready to do your block print? You're going to need a foam tray like this one, recycled from the store. You can buy them as paper plates now, just styrofoam plates. You can recycle lots of different kinds of things. Historically, people have used wood blocks. This is actually a linoleum that was carved out using a tool like this. You can carve away, or we can do what we're going to do, which is sort of an etching style technique. We're going to be carving into the plate here. We're not going to be using any special tools. Nothing's going to hurt anybody. We're going to use a pen. So the first thing that we have to do is prepare our plate, and you're going to want to find something flat. You can see this is a little bit raised. There's only one little flat surface in here. The back has some stuff written on the back here. So this is going to be either a small plate here. Maybe we can make a couple of them, a small plate on the back and a small plate right in this section here where it's nice and flat. You can improvise a lot of different ways. This just cuts any old kinds of scissors. We'll cut that right off. Okay. And there you go. You can see that one's ready to go. So this is going to be a neat little one, and that's perfect because we're going to be using something to make some cards with. We're going to discard that. And so the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to make a design. You can have a design ready in your head, or you can do something just free form. And what you're going to do, I like to draw faces, so I'm going to think, or maybe I'll just draw a flower. And you're going to press in here just as if you're drawing on paper, but look at that, it makes an impression. Don't worry if you press a little hard and it gets a little crooked. You can fix things surprisingly. This is, you can go back. I'm going to make a 4-leaf clover here, looks like. I'm going to make some little designs in the middle. Now, I'm going to make this on either side. When the ink goes on the plate, it will go on everything that is raised up, and the ink will not go in anything that you pressed in. So let's see what that looks like. I've got another one that I made before, and I can show you what that one looks like. It got a little fancy. And then you can add on later. You can add it on, you can experiment, you can try different things. So you might say, how are we going to get the ink to the paper and the paper? So the best thing to use, and this is water soluble ink. This is printing ink for block printing. You can use that, or if you can't find that, I just found this inexpensive acrylic paint at the dollar store. You can add a little bit of water to that. That's why I have my glass of water over here. You can add a little bit of water to make it the same thickness as the ink. You want the ink to be a little bit sticky. So we're going to use a printing plate. You might say, I don't have a printing plate. I got this at Also, I think I got it for 35 cents at a garage sale, and it was a piece of plexiglass that was in a frame, and I put some tape around the side, and I use it over and over again. I'm going to put the ink on top of this, and then we're going to roll it out. Now, the best thing to roll ink out with is what's called a brayer. It's a little wheel. Some of you might have little foam ones. This one's a very old one to roll on there like this. You can buy them. They look a little more like this. Cover a lot more ink that way. They roll on. You might say, I don't have a brayer. So what are you going to do? Just in case, I have a glass bottle, and I'm going to do that, and we can roll it over the same way. You can try it with a rolling pin. You can try it with a bottle. And if all else fails, you can use a wet paper towel or a sponge and just put the ink on here just like that. So we're going to try it with the brayer, and I'm going to show you what that looks like right now. So we're going to squeeze a little bit of this ink on here. We're going to squeeze a little bit of the ink on the plate just like that. Just a little bit of goop. Looks like toothpaste almost. See how that looks? And then we're going to take our brayer and we're going to roll it through. Roll, roll. Flatten it all out. Spread it out. Can you hear it? A little bit sticky. When it's a little bit sticky and it's covering the roller and it's all shiny, all even like that, you know you're ready to ink up your plate. And you want to have a piece of paper ready. So I have a messy table here, but you might want to put out some newspaper. We're going to put the paper down here. We're going to take our plate, and I'm going to try a couple of examples. Have your paper ready. You don't want your ink to dry out. And we're going to take this wet brayer and roll it on, right just like that. However big you want this to print. And then the next thing that you're going to do, I'll show you another one. I made this one a long time ago, obviously, and I printed it in red. This time I'm going to print it with the black. If I'm running out of ink, I go back to my plate and roll it back on. This one you can see I've got fancy. I like paisley designs. And then I printed that. We're going to try printing both of these. So then you take this, and you can either put the paper on top of the print or this face down. It's up to you. One of the things that's kind of neat about face down, if I put these here, and then I put this right on top, and you may have been wondering what that spoon is for. So I'm going to take this spoon, and I'm going to use the back of the spoon to rub, rub, rub on the back of the plate. And you can feel it. You can totally feel it. And you should start feeling the edges. Rub all the way around to the edges. That way you make sure you got all the ink and you covered all of the sections. I think I'm about done there. If you don't have a wooden spoon, honestly, you can take the back of your thumb. Sometimes I like to do that. You can feel exactly where the plate is. But what I like about the spoon is that you tend to get a really even print. It picks up all of the ink that's on the other side. You think we're ready? I think we're ready. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to put the spoon down, and I'm going to slowly peel it up and peel off my plate. And there we have it. You made a wonderful block print. These make really lovely cards. You can then go back when the ink is dry. You can color them in with watercolor or colored pencils. You can write, you know, happy birthday underneath there. Looks like here I didn't get enough ink even in there, so one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to take a closer look at the plate and see if I can fix that. And sure enough, there is a section right here that looks like it didn't go all the way through. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to press on that really hard. And it looks like this part right here didn't get ink. This part right here didn't get ink. So I'm going to make sure I push again really good. And I'm going to re-ink that one and try printing it again. Because that's kind of a cute little thing, a lucky charm. Lucky charm there, lucky charm there. What I want you to notice is that the design that prints on the paper is the mirror image. It's backwards from the way that you carve it. So if you want to write words, let's do that real quick. I want to show you something. If you want to write some words on it, maybe you want to say smile. If you want to write the word smile, you have to do it backwards. So I'm going to, up here, I'm going to write smile backwards. So even after I've printed this once, I can go back and make an impression on this. S-M-I-L-E. See how I did that backwards? That's backwards. So let's see what that looks like when it's printed. I might want to make the letters a little bit thicker so they come out more even. And then I'm going to take some ink. Again, I'm going to go back to the block. And this time I'm going to see if I can just print that word smile on the end there. I'm going to cover that. That way I show you what I did. And I'm going to put it right here on the top. And this time I'm going to just use my fingers. I can feel where it is. It also, it's kind of awkward. I'm holding this up to the camera. Normally I would just do this down on the table, which is a better idea when you have something underneath of it. It makes it a lot easier. I'm going to take a quick rub with a spoon. And then I'm going to peel it off. What does it say? Smile, everybody. You just made a block print. So I would recommend practicing. You can get something really lovely like that. And do positive and negative images. Remember, this one was a meat tray. And I just pushed my pen round and round and made some swirly things. These are just pushing it in. I just made spots. I pushed it in. I used the pen and I just went pushing it in different places and made different kinds of spots all over here. And then I went back again and round about, and then it's ready to print. So I hope you enjoyed that and have fun with your block printing. I'd love to see some pictures. Bye. See you next time.